Should be live. Hello and welcome everyone to the Daily High. I will be your only host, Tone Vase. A little too late for Matt over in Tokyo. I just got back from dinner. I am here in Dubai. Wanted to run home, do a quick stream because we haven't done one in a long time. And then I gotta go meet a few more people. And in the meantime, I'm prepping for the financial summit, which is just 1 week away. 1 week away for the financial summit. And all right, let's go to the charts. Okay, so this circle corresponds to the 2-month chart. So let me open that up. Actually, I think we just completed um, the second month. We've started March. So we did have a red second month. Now remember, we are coming off a green star candle on a 2-month chart. And this green star candle has never, and I mean never, failed going up significantly. You can see all these blue circles, and each one led to over 100% upside in Bitcoin. Every single time we doubled. So I don't really see why it would be different this time. You can see we even doubled back here from March, and we just got a new green star candle. This particular green star candle follows an MRI top, and the only other time in history this happened was in May of 2017. And following that green star candle, the market rallied an additional 700%. So I still have full confidence we will double the price of Bitcoin since the top of the green star candle. And we actually came close. Doubling only takes us to 140,000. So there you go. That should be the target before we reach another MRI top. And the next MRI top is still 10 months away. So we got time. Got plenty of time. The 1-month chart. The 1-month chart broke the MRI count. Now we can get the MRI count back to the green side with a green 6. All we have to do is close this month above $95,000. I think that is very, very doable. And I do believe we will close this month above $95,000. There's nothing else I can really say on a monthly chart. We can take a look at some. Do I have any oscillators? I do not. I don't have any monthly oscillators, so I'm not going to put them in now. Weekly chart, it looks like we are dropping a little bit this morning. You can see that for the second week in a row, we have a nice wick along the bottom of the candle. That is a very bullish sign. Candles like this are generally pretty bullish. We can look for other instances of these types of candles. We can see over here, we had a couple of low-end wicks. We had a secondary version that bounced right off this blue moving average, very similar to what almost happened. And those rallied to the upside. You can see it back here in April of 2024. Again, we had a bunch of wicks on the low side. It rallied the market. Ultimately, it went lower, but it did have a reasonable bounce to the upside. In general, having big wicks on the downside tends to lead to more upside. You can see it time and time again, that wicks along the bottom side of the candle leads to upside. It's not going to be easy flipping the alphanumerics indicator. We would need to break the lucid SAR. So we would need to go to a new all-time high in order to do that. But as with every passing week, that comes down lower and lower. I'm going to move this green arrow over a bit. The concept is the same. Once the price goes up above and closes a candle in this range, we should be heading straight to the upside. Maybe look at a few oscillators. The CMF is actually pretty bullish to me. It is coming down, but the price is also coming down. Considering how green the CMF is, that's a bullish sign. You can see on, wow, this is Socrates' MXR, the Fisher distance from exponential moving average. That is a very, very low reading. And that only happened twice. This has only happened twice in recent history. Wow. Double wow. July of 21, June of 22. Let's go and take a look at the price action. What happened? We have July 21. That was a very critical low, leading to new all-time highs, but the fake breakout. But that was a price move of 100% off the low. And the next time this happened was in June of 22. We did go lower with the FTX crash, but we eventually rallied nicely. This is a great sign. And this indicator is still going down. Not much further for it to go. And on the upside, that was also the third highest upside. So I'm kind of liking this indicator here. This could be a signal that we are about to rally and rally significantly. The MACD disagrees with everything I just said completely, and it's as bearish as it can possibly be. This is one of the most bearish MACD signals I've seen in a long time. It looks absolutely ugly, just ugly. So let's see, maybe we'll get lucky and have it turned around. And finally, all right, are we going to be able to open that? We have the, man, this is also a very ugly looking chart. I do not like it at all. It has a chance to rally right here, but it's definitely calling for significantly more downside. So a little bit of a mixed bag. Man, this one indicator is really crushing it. If I had to choose two of the four, I gotta go with the CMF and the Socrates' Fisher distance from EMA. I'm gonna take these two over the MACD and RSI, which means that I'm expecting a rebound to the upside in the very, very near future. Very near future. Interesting looking at those oscillators. Daily chart, man, we are really coming down. I was so optimistic this morning here in the UAE that we're going to close above this moving average. That would have been super bullish. But that's okay. If we reset the count and create a green star candle, so the next candle should be green, a green one. And then on Saturday, if we are making a green star candle above 92,000, I think we are in very, very good shape. Very good shape. I'm going to slide this trend line over. This is the 4-hour chart. You can see the beautiful recovery on the 4-hour chart on Tuesday at 11 a.m. What a great reversal. We hit at MRI top last night, New York time, and we are still pulling back. This is now the 4th candle of a 1 to 4 candle correction. So it's very possible that next candle is going to reverse us back to the upside. What about the 1-hour chart? The 1-hour chart is looking very good as well. We have a nice reversal candle a few hours ago, and if we can just get above this hump, I can even extend this line a bit. All we got to do is get back above this line, and we should be able to challenge the MRI resistance line and yesterday's swing highs, or sorry, this past weekend swing highs. The cycle chart is so underperforming, it's absolutely disgusting. Oil, wow, look at the big price drop in oil. Oil is going down significantly. I don't know why. I've been barely keeping up with the geopolitics stuff. So just going to be interesting to see where oil goes. Oil is now at a new 3-year low. Wow. Not good for Russia, but not good for the Middle East either. Good for America, though. Inflation should be going down with lower oil prices. Everyone needs to pay attention to the gold chart. We are on a monthly MRI top. We are on a yearly MRI top. I think there were more. We are on a quarterly MRI top. We are on a monthly MRI top. We are on a weekly MRI top. Wow. And we could be on a, well, no, we probably won't get to a daily MRI top, but maybe. We are on a weekly, inside a monthly, inside a quarterly, inside a yearly MRI top. This is incredibly bearish for gold. Would be nice if we can make it to a daily MRI top. We would need 7 more days of upside, and we would top the week after the weekly MRI top. But man, if gold could have a blow-off rally past 3,000, I would be a massive seller of gold next week. S&P 500 is on a daily MRI top. Let's see the last time this happened. Oh boy. The last time the S&P had a daily MRI top was 9 months ago, July of 24. It was a 1 to 3 candle correction to the upside, followed by big downside. Prior to that, oh, here we have 2 MRI buys. We have October 27, 2023 and September 27th, 2023. One was a 1 to 4 candle correction followed by a little more downside. The other one marked a critical low because markets always bottom in October, as I always say, and led to some significant upside. I think this is a decent buying opportunity. I don't like the consolidation here. I don't like 3 candles at the lows, but I do like the bounce off the 200-day moving average, and Trump needs to reverse the markets. He cannot have negative stock market. I'm sure the Fed is going to lower rates. Otherwise, everyone at the Fed is getting fired and replaced with whoever Trump wants to replace them with. We're having a rough day in the futures market, hence Bitcoin struggles, but I think everything's going to reverse. Let's see the 5-minute reversal this morning. The 10 a.m. reversal this morning. Here it is. Here is the 10 a.m. candle. The low comes in on the 940 candle. Here is the 10 a.m. reversal. We go all the way up, and now we're pulling back. I think we're going to reverse and go back to the upside. Bitcoin CME futures. Looks like the gap was closed. That's okay. Gap got closed within the first 2 days. Good. Even better. Still never closed the gap from November, and I don't think we will. And finally, Bitcoin dominance is at a new all-time high. Not all-time high, sorry. At a new swing high, heading towards all-time high. We have to talk about the elephant in the room. I have no idea what's about to pull up, so I'm just going to go to the home page and notification page. The Financial Summit sent out a tweet. Sorry, not Financial Summit, Unconfiscatable. But speaking of Financial Summit, we have 1 week left. We have 1 week left and a few overwater villas. If you feel like having last-minute FOMO, we still have these pool villas available for you at the Financial Summit. So here is the list of people invited by Donald Trump who are confirmed to discuss the scam coin strategic reserve for the United States. We have, do I want to call people out by name? Not really. So we have one Bitcoiner, Michael Saylor, who doesn't really believe in the unconfiscatability of Bitcoin. Unfortunately, Michael Saylor doesn't hold his Bitcoin in self-custody. I wish he did. Hence the tweet from the unconfiscatable Twitter handle that not only is there only one Bitcoiner in the crowd to discuss the shitcoin strategic reserve, that one Bitcoiner doesn't really contribute to Bitcoin's most important property, which is unconfiscatability. I will debate anyone at any time that unconfiscatability is Bitcoin's most important property. Not the finite supply, not the censorship-resistant value transfer, unconfiscatability. The most underrated, most important property of Bitcoin, which can only be achieved with self-custody. We have had finite things in this world. We have had the ability to transfer digital data without middleman. Gold is a finite, wealthy asset. Precious stones are unique, one of a kind, scarce item. We have had scarcity. Scarcity is not new to humans. There's always been scarcity. You know, if you're living out, I don't know, in the middle of Greenland, you have food scarcity. the concept of scarcity is not new to humans. We have experienced it. We have held it. It existed before. The concept of censorship-resistant digital data transfer has also existed before. We have all torrented files. What humans have never had in the history of this planet before Satoshi invented it is unconfiscatability. It has never existed. It is the most undervalued and the most unique and the most important property of Bitcoin. And this property will send Bitcoin to ridiculously high value. That's the property. And hopefully one day, Michael Saylor will contribute to utilizing this property. Okay. So there's nobody on this list that uses the most important property of Bitcoin. I'm sure Michael Saylor stores some of his own Bitcoin in self-custody, but I really wish he did it for MicroStrategy as well. Okay. Most of the other people here are, creators of shitcoiners. One, freshly out of prison. And you guys know my thoughts on Brian Armstrong. I call him the Jeff Bezos with a hatred for online shopping. And yeah, we got multiple Scammy Award winners, some with Lifetime Achievement Awards from our Scammy nominations. This is an impressive list. It's a painful, painful list to look at. It really, really is painful to look at. So, look, I don't expect much. Maybe, yeah, I'm also surprised Roger Ver is not on the list, but I don't think he's allowed to travel, even to the US, unless it's in handcuffs. Then he'll travel to the US. And I mean, I'm surprised. It's not. You know who I'm really surprised is not on this list? I'm really surprised Richard Hart's not on this list. I really thought, now that they won their case against the grossly incompetent SEC, I am super surprised he didn't have enough lobbying power with his billions of dollars that he scammed out of the general public to weasel his way onto this guest list. I'm very, very surprised that he's not here. Charlie Lee probably could have been another invite. I mean, there's so many people that could have been there. I'm not saying they should be there. I'm just saying I'm surprised they're not there. So look, as you guys know, I've also been a critic of the book Soft War. And that's the book written by Jason Lowery that tries to make the case that the United States military needs to purchase and acquire Bitcoin for security purposes. And I disagree with the premise of that book based on the following. Jason Lowery is a military man, and in his mind, the US military is a force for good, and he's trying to help the US military be stronger by acquiring Bitcoin. I am of the position that the US military is a force of evil. Not every person in the military is an evil person, but overall, the entity of the United States military is a force for evil. The US military does about 1 to 3% good and 97 to 99% evil on this planet. If the Department of Defense was actually defense of this nation, I would flip that percentage. But it's not. It's just a force of evil killing people around the world. So the last thing I want to do with my life is to help the US military in any way, shape, or form. So the last thing I would want for the US military to do is to acquire Bitcoin. So by the same notion, I don't really care if the US Strategic Reserve only holds shitcoins. In fact, it would be absolutely awesome if the US Strategic Reserve only held shitcoins and no Bitcoin, because it would show how the United States government continues to be incompetent in how it spends its citizens' money. So just like I am not in a rush to help the US military be stronger, I am not in a rush to help the US government be stronger. I still believe there's going to be a breakup of the United States. And if the United States Strategic Reserve is a shitcoin only reserve, Bitcoin will still go to new all-time highs, and Bitcoin will still break the all-time high in Bitcoin dominance versus shitcoins. And it will prove once and for all how useless all of these shitcoins are when even, oh, did I just close that? When even the US government purchasing all these shitcoins and inviting Lifetime Scammer Achievement Award winners to the White House is still not able to pump the shitcoins. Just like Trump coin will continue to devalue even against the US dollar and especially against Bitcoin, we will watch Ethereum hit new all-time lows. It's not going to take long for Ethereum to reach well, it could take a while for all-time lows, but it will surpass its 2019 low versus Bitcoin. It's not far away. And you can always look at Litecoin. I really should drag this up. I really should get Litecoin a little bit higher. I have no idea what that thing is. Let me just drag this up. You can look at Litecoin as an example of what happens to your shitcoin. It hit all-time lows not that long ago, and it will reach its 80% target to the downside since the halving. As another example, Bcash has rallied for some reason. I don't know why, but it will also reach new all-time lows, which just means it'll be lower than it was 3 weeks ago for new all-time lows. So not even the shitcoin strategic reserve will help these shitcoins. On a more cynical angle, it is very possible that members of the Trump family have invested in a lot of these shitcoins like Ripple and Cardano and Solana and all the rest of them. And this is their exit liquidity. And they will invite all these people. They will have all of these shitcoins pump. The insiders of the White House will sell to the, the dumb consumer, and then they will announce that the strategic reserve will only be Bitcoin. So that's it. That's all I have to say on this. Now, this event is tomorrow, so expect massive volatility. Also, one more thing. This is incredible. I had no idea that 40,000 Bitcoin got sold by the Bitcoin ETFs. That is a massive number, absolutely massive. If we go back to April of last year, 7,000 Bitcoin got sold. Let's go to the monthly chart and look at April of last year. In April of last year, Bitcoin lost 14%. In February of this year, Bitcoin lost 17%. 14% is a rounding error of 17%. They were almost identical. But look how much more Bitcoin got sold. It wasn't 3% more. It was 5 times more. That is incredible. The fact that Bitcoin was able to only fall 17% while 40,000 Bitcoin got sold is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I'm expecting this month to be a positive. And between this month and next month, we should recover the 40,000 Bitcoin sold in the open market. Remember, these ETFs are a double-edged sword. They help pump Bitcoin on the way up, but they sure in hell help crash Bitcoin on the way down. All right. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. I will try to be back tomorrow. Oh, wow. That was a big crash. Jesus. A little unexpected. While I was chatting away, we had a very nasty hour. Wow. Look, Bitcoin can go either way. People are asking me about my portfolio. I have an unreasonably high long position in Bitcoin right now. I am about 80% long Bitcoin out of my portfolio. I held a bunch of it on the way down. I've been saying for the last several days, this was the bottom. I got back in over here at around 86,000, somewhere in this vicinity. And I was very surprised to watch it go back to 82, totally unexpected. I was too busy. I didn't touch anything. But now I am a little concerned. But I think that the probability that whatever happens at the scammy event at the White House, man, I should rename the scammies to whatever they're naming it. What's the name of the event? What's the name of this event? The White House Summit. I may rename the Scammy Awards the White House Summit Awards. I think that's more fitting. We may or may not do the scammies this year at Unconfiscatable. By the way, Unconfiscatable is going to be May 30th. Unconfiscatable is May 30th. It's only the poker tournament. Please go to unconfiscatable.com. We only have like 20 spots left at the tournament. It says 13. I'm saving like 7 for high-profile people. And yeah, so keep that in mind. And we may be renaming the Scammy Awards to the White House Summit Awards. Formerly known as the Scammy Awards, the new name would be the White House Summit Awards. And whatever happens here is going to be bullish for Bitcoin. I mean, like there is nothing that I'm taking the position that no matter what happens at this event, it's going to be bullish. Let's take the two extremes. Right? One extreme is the government announces that it will only buy Bitcoin into the Bitcoin strategic reserve because everything points to them having a strategic reserve of crypto. The opposite can happen. The opposite of only Bitcoin being in a strategic reserve is only shitcoins are in the strategic reserve, right? And that's still going to be bullish for Bitcoin. I don't see how it's not bullish for Bitcoin, right? For me, it's great that the government doesn't hold Bitcoin. It means that more people will hold Bitcoin, so the government will be able to manipulate Bitcoin less. Another extreme is all these people that show up get arrested for scamming, honest people, but that's unlikely to happen. And I really don't believe that they're going to come out of this and say there's not going to be any crypto assets in any reserve. I just don't see that announcement being made. So no matter what happens, it's bullish. It's bullish to me. I just wish more people understood that unconfiscatability is Bitcoin's most important property. Maybe it's because Tom Vase is so toxic that nobody wants to admit that unconfiscatability is an important property, because they may or may not one day have to pay me a trademark royalty fee every time they say the word, like in that movie. What's that movie? Idiocracy. But yeah, I got to follow up on my trademark of the word unconfiscatable. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one, live from Dubai. Way longer show than expected. I got to go meet someone for a drink. Bye, guys. Check out Max Payne. Oh, are we going into Max Payne again? Yep, we're right there. Is anyone surprised? Is anyone surprised we're back at Max Payne? So tomorrow, expect IBIT to close at $50. Max Payne is 50, and that's probably where we're going to be. Thank you all for watching, guys, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.